Hello everyone, Happy New Year. We are now into 2025, which is just insane to think about, but that means we have a whole new year of movies to look forward to. And today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated films of 2025. I've got to say, this year is looking extremely promising. There's a lot out. I think it's going to be a very, very healthy year for the box office. I will say these are just the films I'm excited for. I can guarantee there will be a bunch of movies on my best of 2025 list that I haven't even heard of currently. Before we get into my top 10, there's so much I'm looking forward to. I've got quite a few honourable mentions. These are all films I'm really looking forward to, but they just didn't crack the top 10. Those films are Zootopia 2, Thunderbolts, The Fantastic Four: First Steps, Lilo and Stitch, Michael, the new Noah Baumbach film, The Naked Gun, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Jurassic World Rebirth, F1, and Snow White. So without further ado, let's get into the top 10. At number 10 is Warfare. This is a film directed by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. Alex Garland directed one of my favourite movies of last year, Civil War. I loved that movie. I thought it was fantastic. It was gripping. It was intense. So naturally, I'm excited to see whatever Alex Garland directs next. However, this very much seems like a personal project for the other director on this, Ray Mendoza. From what I gather, it's very much pulling from his experiences in Iraq. So I think the combination of Alex Garland's visuals and the personal touch Ray Mendoza could bring to this, Warfare could be something really special. At number 9 is the latest film from one of my all-time favourite directors, The Running Man, directed by Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright has 3 movies in my top 20 all-time favourites list, so of course I'm excited for whatever he's going to do next. But also Glenn Powell is the star of this movie, and Glenn Powell is just incredible. Whenever I see Glenn Powell's name on something now, I immediately get more excited for it. So I think the collaboration between these two could be something really interesting. And also Edgar Wright is co-writing this movie with the guy he wrote Scott Pilgrim with. Yeah, just give me this movie, please. At number 8 is Wildwood. This is the latest film from Laika. These are the people behind Coraline, Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings. I love their work. And this film is also directed by Travis Knight. Travis Knight directed Kubo. He also directed Bumblebee, which is easily the best live-action Transformers movie. I don't know a whole ton about this movie, except it seems like it's got a horror element to it. But it's Laika, it's Travis Knight. I'm gonna be there no matter what. At number 7 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm currently in the middle of a watch of the Mission Impossible movies. Some of them I had seen, some of them I hadn't. But while I was trying to figure out what movies I wanted on this list, I just kept going back to the feeling I get when I know I'm gonna watch a Mission Impossible movie, and I genuinely get excited. I am a huge Tom Cruise fan, and if this is indeed the final one, I really hope they can go out with a banger. Coming in at number 6 is Wolfman. The main reason I am excited for this is that it's directed by Leigh Whannell. Leigh Whannell directed Upgrade, an incredibly underrated movie, and he also did The Invisible Man, which is one of the best horror movies in recent memory. How he made that movie for $7 million, I will forever be in awe at that. Again, like I was saying about Wildwood, I don't know a ton about this, but I just know it's Leigh Whannell, and that is enough to get me in that cinema. If he can bring the same sort of character development and thrills that he brought to The Invisible Man to Wolfman, this could be something pretty special. Into the top 5 now. At number 5 is the untitled Trey Parker, Matt Stone and Kendrick Lamar musical comedy. Trey Parker and Matt Stone very rarely make movies, but when they do, they make movies like South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut, and Team America World Police, both of which are great. The plot for this movie is genius. I'll read the plot out to you. A black man interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum finds out that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. That's a great premise in and of itself, but then you bring in Parker and Stone knowing their sense of satire and social commentary, and I'm really intrigued to see how Kendrick Lamar is brought into this. I have to say, I am very much looking forward to this movie. At number 4 is the third installment in a franchise I love, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. I adore the first Knives Out, I love Glass Onion. Both of these movies have just delivered exactly in the ways they've needed to, and the fact Rian Johnson is coming back to write and direct, Daniel Craig is back as this amazing Benoit Blanc character. Again, there's not a ton of information around this, but I don't want to know much. I just know it's Knives Out, it's Rian Johnson, and Daniel Craig's in it. All I'll say is, Netflix, please give this a theatrical release. At number 3, this one may be familiar, because it was on my top 10 most anticipated films of 2024 list, but then it got delayed. My excitement has not changed one bit. If anything, it's gotten higher. Mickey 17. Since I made that video, they have released a trailer, and I have to say that trailer was not what I expected at all, but it still looks so fun, so entertaining, so original. And as I would have said last year, I'm really excited to see this collaboration between Bong Joon-ho and Robert Pattinson. I'll be honest, I think this movie's probably going to bomb at the box office, but I think it's going to be a damn good movie. Top 2 now. I'll be honest, this was difficult. I was flipping between these two for a while. At number 2 is Wicked for Good. Wicked was my favourite movie of 2024. I adore that movie. I've seen it 3 times. I don't exactly know how much I'm going to be surprised by what happens in Wicked for Good, because I've seen the stage show, so I know what happens in the second act. But saying that, I'm extremely excited to see John M. Chu's interpretation of the material. No spoilers, of course, but there are some twists and turns in Act 2. I'm curious as to what they'll keep, what they may change, and of course I can't wait to see the evolution of this friendship between Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba and Ariana Grande's Glinda. So at number 1 is James Gunn's Superman. I've been excited for this ever since they announced the film, but what solidified this as my most anticipated film of the year was that teaser trailer they put out. Genuinely, I think the Superman teaser trailer is one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen in my life. And I say that as someone who's not a die-hard Superman fan. That trailer really hit me here. James Gunn just seems to get Superman. And I also find this incredibly exciting because it's the start of a new cinematic universe. I think if anyone can pull this off, it's James Gunn. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. What are your most anticipated films of the year? Let me know below. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.